Hello, good morning or good evening. I'm excited to share my career journey with you. This is my digital career autobiography where I'll talk about my career development and I'll introduce you to my professional roadmap. So first off, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Anita Dalian Singh. My pronouns are she, they. I was born in Miami Beach, Florida, but my parents and my family had uprooted and moved to Augusta, Georgia when I was 1, so I was practically raised here all my life. At 24 years old, I proudly identify as a queer woman and as a first-generation American with Dominican and Indian roots. I've earned my Bachelor's of Science in Psychology at Augusta University, and I now work as a graduate assistant for the Multicultural Student Engagement Center. Also, sorry if I mess up or stumble up on my words during this presentation. But beyond my academic and professional life, I find joy in painting, drawing, singing, and escaping into any of my comfort movies and shows. And of course, I share my home with my beloved pets, Peanut Butter and Jelly. So in the top right corner, that's a picture of me smiling. My boyfriend took this on one of our first trips to Miami. On the bottom, the left two are some drawings and paintings that I did. One of my favorite artists, Mac Miller, and then just an abstract painting that I did. And then the two kitties on the right, the orange cat, his name is Peanut Butter, and the one on the right is Jelly. They are my bread and butter, and I love them so, so much. So getting into kind of starting the path of becoming a counselor, my current career goal is to become a counselor. And my primary focus is obtaining a master's degree in counselor education. I envision a counseling space that gives my clients an environment for self-reflection, acceptance, and healing. Through this program, I'm gaining knowledge in various counseling techniques, interventions, and skills. I'm learning about, person-centered therapy, existentialism, Gestalt kind of theories, any ethical considerations, diagnosis, mental health interventions, and crisis management skills, all necessary tools for my future profession. As I prepare to become a licensed professional counselor and a certified clinical mental health counselor, my career goals are as follows. It's to continue developing my professional skills and cultural competency, communication, and therapeutic techniques. I want to maintain strong self-care habits to manage stress and to prevent burnout. And I want to pass required exams like the NCE and the NCMHCE. Ultimately, I hope to open my own practice focusing on identity-related stress, including issues related to gender, immigrant experiences, and first-generation American challenges or struggles that one may face. My hopes would be to offer unconditional support, to be able to psychoeducate clients on important, healthy coping strategies, and to curate an empowered sense of self for my clients. So, some family influences on career development. Being a first-generation American and the first daughter on both sides of my family came with significant expectations and an ongoing deep sense of self-discovery. Because of my unique identity, it was often difficult to know where I stood in the world, feeling the need to kind of prove myself in social and academic settings without any guidance to kind of help me figure out my path along the way. But my family's values have shaped much of my outlook on work, education, and career, and I hold these values near and dear to my heart. So with work, growing up, I heard the phrase cry now and enjoy later a lot from my Indian father. It really reinforced how dedicated their work ethic is. Many individuals in my extended family, they have pursued like medically focused careers, so like physicians, nurse, dentist. My aunt actually was my first role model growing up. She is a widely known obstetrician gynecologist in Dominican Republic, and it was because of her that my career journey exploration had started. When I was young, around probably 11 years old, that was the first time that I had asked if I could go with her to kind of like see the surgeries, see what she does, just see like how, I don't know, just to see what she does and like how she kind of like manages her daily life, and seeing her perform that surgery and like to kind of give the miracle of life, it really influenced me. For knowledge, or for education, knowledge was seen kind of as like an untouchable kind of treasure. My mom would always say like how no one can take your knowledge, and that like, oh my gosh, sorry. She would say that no one can take my knowledge away from me. It kind of gave me a sense of empowerment, knowing that, like, with all the material possessions in the world that someone can take away from you, like, no one can take away your education or your intelligence. So that really, like, had inspired me to continue, like, working on my education, and, like, it fostered my curiosity and allowed me to think critically. It also like emphasized, I think, her ideals and values of how pursuing higher education can lead to a more successful life. My parents, they both highly valued education. They always ensured that my academics were completed on time, and they wanted to ensure that just education was at the foreground of my life. They would also explicitly say that I wouldn't be able to have a boyfriend until I was 21. If that was genuine or not, I don't know, but did I carry it with me? Yes, and I did not get a boyfriend until I was 22. So, anyways, for career, both of my parents, I feel like, heavily emphasized pursuing a job that I enjoyed doing and that would benefit others. They stressed how work should be both meaningful and impactful. And just seeing how laborious and mentally taxing my parents' work was, I was like inspired from a young age just to kind of strive for my best and to pursue something that I genuinely enjoyed, just because life can be short and work is a very integral part of one's life. So personal experiences and unexpected shifts, this is really the timeline of how I kind of progressed through life, and came into this major. So my career wasn't always, or my journey wasn't always straightforward. I had witnessed a lot of family conflicts growing up. oh my gosh. I keep messing up. I am so sorry. But I witnessed a lot of family conflicts growing up. I attended therapy once in high school, and I took the AP exam and scored a 5 on it. All of these little events planted seeds of interest in psychology and kind of motivated me to move more towards psychology. But because of family expectations, when I entered undergrad, I initially pursued a major in biology, intending to become an OBGYN, similar to my aunt. But I quickly found myself struggling with the complex concepts and terminology and courses related to it. Taking chem over the summer was no joke, and it was not for the weak. That is when I had decided to finally switch my major to psychology, and it felt like everything finally fell into place. I kind of felt this relief, and I found clarity. I didn't feel like this kind of imposter anymore. I felt like I found my niche. when I had switched, everything just kind of clicked into place for me. A major turning point in my decision to become a counselor, though, was a family crisis that I had experienced in 2021, and it led me to seek counseling through SCAPS. At this point in my life, my mental health was just at an all-time low, but having those therapy sessions really kind of helped me muster up my confidence and build up some of my resilience back. Additionally, my undergraduate research helped me understand the struggles faced by transgender and gender diverse individuals, and this kind of started to solidify my passion for mental health and identity-related counseling. So, some defining moments in my career journey. Throughout my life, work has always been central to my development. My parents managed our family restaurant called Taj of India. We're still open in Evans area. My dad is kind of catering more towards that. My parents are divorced now, so my dad manages that, and my mom has opened recently up a new Caribbean restaurant called Latin Flavor. Just a little promo, I guess. But yeah, I spent most of my time growing up there and working there at Taj of India. But during COVID, I had worked 2 jobs, supporting my family's restaurant and serving as a rehab aide at a physical therapy office. Here, I would mostly wipe down equipment, do some administrative work, and occasionally help the physical therapists assist their clients with exercises. Post-college, I had experimented with roles outside of my comfort zone. I kind of wanted some semblance of independence and kind of autonomy as well. So I worked as a hostess, a sushi roller, and a bartender at a restaurant. I was a hotel receptionist, and I recently became a graduate assistant last semester. These experiences honestly have reinforced what I truly love, which is authentically connecting with people, hearing their stories, and witnessing their growth or journey throughout life. So, some socio-cultural influences on my career. My cultural background deeply influenced my career choices. My immigrant parents, again, highlighted the importance of education and the pursuit of knowledge. And as the oldest sibling, at least within my immediate family, because I have 2 older step brothers as well, but in my immediate family, as the oldest sibling for my younger brother, I kind of carried the pressure of setting an example for him. Struggling tremendously with these expectations imposed by my family and society, especially regarding my identity. I lost my thought. I'm sorry. Anyways, continuing. Despite the pressures of the expectations by my family and the pressures that I felt from society, I still found a way to integrate all of my values while respecting my autonomy, and I'm still learning how to combine all parts of my identity. Working in the food and beverage industry, though, specifically has exposed me to different socioeconomic perspectives, and I feel like it strengthened my ability to relate to people by engaging with diverse communities. Because of this, I was able to observe how different topics and issues regarding mental health is perceived. And there was a question specifically talking about oppression, privilege, and power. With this, I feel like the picture on the left kind of encompasses that kind of feeling that I would like to give in my office, in my counseling office. But while I face challenges due to racial ambiguity and societal pressures, I recognize and value the power of human connection and openness, and I am privileged I recognize my privilege to have the capacity to connect to many communities of varying identities and backgrounds. So impacts on future work. As I continue on my path in counseling, I recognize that my experiences, both personal and professional, shape the way I connect with and support others. My interactions in customer service settings have deepened my understanding of empathy and the importance of genuine connection. Excuse me. Whether it's through academic research, my work experiences, or simply engaging with different individuals in various settings, I've come to appreciate that, like, the nuances that come with human relationships and the impact that they have on mental health. This has led to many strengths in working with community settings. I feel like my ability to connect with diverse individuals has been enriched by the firsthand experiences that I've had. I've witnessed how family dynamics, interpersonal relationships, and culture can shape the perceptions and or experiences of mental health. My time working in various environments such as the restaurant or the physical rehab center and other hospitality like spaces, they've instilled qualities of attentiveness and compassion. And these are qualities that I plan on carrying into my practice. And of course, there's always going to be challenges as well. One of the biggest obstacles for me, at least when it comes to counseling, is probably going to be managing the emotional toll of working with individuals who face adversity and crisis. Another one would probably be striking a balance between personal and professional life, as is mindful of any biases and ensuring that I approach everyone in every case with objectivity. To continue growing in my field and like kind of strategies for these challenges, to avoid becoming emotionally numb or burnt out, I plan on establishing regular self-check-ins, maintaining a strong support system, prioritizing time management to create healthier boundaries. And I want to actively engage in educational seminars or workshops to refine my knowledge and techniques. Through these methods, I hope to navigate my career with resilience, purpose, and a lifelong process of learning and understanding the people that I serve. So this is my reflection on doing this assignment. Creating this project was an incredibly insightful experience. It's kind of allowed me to step back and truly appreciate the patterns that I've seen throughout my career. How like each stage, every decision, even like any setback or challenge, it's contributed to my growth and my personal development, at least in my career. In reflecting on my career path, I see how my professional choices align with my personal values, such as empathy, unconditional positive regard, and authenticity, as these guide the way that I interact with others and approach counseling. They reflect my passion for inclusivity and identity, as it is deeply important to me that every person feels safe and comfortable in their identity and body, and my personal interest in listening and understanding perspectives, either hearing people's stories, experiences, and viewpoints, because that's really what makes the work so meaningful, I think, is actually being heard and being seen. In this project, I've learned 3 major lessons. I feel like one, life is not linear and goals do not need to follow a set timeline. Reflecting on kind of from where I started in my career to where I'm at now, it really shows that growth happens in different ways, for different people at different times. It just really emphasizes that, your story can never be replicated, and that, sometimes you'll have these goals set in mind, and then, an unexpected thing happens, and then, you've gained an experience, or if you lost an experience, it's just life can be unpredictable. The second thing is just like learning. Professional development is a lifelong process. There are varying stages, and each one teaches you a valuable lesson. No matter how insignificant or small a job may seem, there is a value to be had within that work. And then lastly, that the future holds exciting possibilities, that there are many accomplishments and endeavors ahead that I can look forward to achieving, and there are goals in life there are goals and prizes in life that I'm not even, cognizant of at the moment, but I'll probably get. But above all, with a closing kind of statement, above all, I have come to understand that perspectives are powerful. Maintaining an optimistic and open mind is crucial, and how every journey is beautifully unique. Thank you for being a part of mine today. Again, I'm so sorry for me kind of stumbling over my words, struggling to find the words. I kind of get a little bit anxious, a little bit nervous when it comes to speaking, public speaking, even if it is over a presentation where you can't see my face. But I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you again for taking the time to watch this. And yeah, thank you. Bye.